colonial era and what happened nowadays is presented as so horrible. You know, these evil European white guys going into, you know, these countries, not just Muslim countries, India, and colonizing. But what's funny is if you read the writings of natives from the colonial era, they talk about it as the greatest time. This is the time when we had learning, when we had medicine, when we had science and technology, because the Europeans also brought this stuff with them. They did, right? Whereas, you know, if you look at places that Islam conquered, there's places in Spain where they had that constant war in the middle. You know, you had the Christians in the north and that are just until now like infertile and just totally devastated because, so at least, you know, the Europeans brought all this stuff. And so here's an irony, you know, when I think of religion or whatever, someone becoming conservative and clinging to the old ways, I just can't help but think that through time, things become more liberal. What's happening is actually the opposite in the Islamic world. If you go to the Middle East in the 1930s, way, way more liberal and Western looking than anything today. The people weren't resentful. They were actually trying to Westernize. They dressed like Westerners. The women didn't have the hijab. They were decent, I don't mean in a promiscuous way, but they dressed in dresses and they looked good. Men were in suits and ties and they shaved. So Islam was sort of, Islam's appeal was it's the strong horse. And if you join us, you get all these benefits that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. And once Muslims start seeing that wasn't the case, it's really fell by the wayside. And so that's why I find it ironic. If you look at, you would think that, you know, in 2025, Muslims are going to be more liberal than in 1925. It's the exact opposite.